It's weird. Did everyone close out of the last podcast?
Yeah.
Everyone
think-
terminated, right?
I think I got the last one.
In what way?
Like, did you hang up?
Uh,
The last call you're talking about?
Yeah. Andy fucking, god damn it. He didn't hang up. He just let it roll. So it never saved down. So I usually.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thanks, Andy. I think we're all good now. Okay, we're good. I was worried that we for some reason it didn't save, but it looks like we're good. Yeah, we have to when we break from the regular to the Patreon, we have to shut down so it saves, and then I can upload it to Google Drive.
Right on.
There we go. Now it just came through.
Right.
Oh, I should get, you know what? Here, I had to do a quick move because my Airbnb customer arrived.
Oh man.
So, yeah, last I knew he's not arrived yet, but he's arriving any moment. Last I knew he was in the Indian Ocean, but apparently he's coming down Santa Monica Boulevard.
The fucking Maldives, man.
I know.
That's
All right,
Western Indian Ocean. That's fucking crazy.
I know. Hang on.
That's actually the first place to go during global warming.
Where?
Maldives.
Oh, I was thinking into the bottle. You see
No, they're
that?
like 6 inches over sea level. It's crazy. Like the whole island needs to be surrounded by walls, and it's just cheaper to move you.
I drip this. It's oil. It's wheat oil, and I don't know how to properly mix that. I just know that last time I had too much, so I made a drink with eggnog, rum, and some of that wheat oil, and I woke up in the tub. Like I actually fucking fell. I didn't have enough. Maybe that's why the tubs are so small, is so you can't really drown in them. Because it's a bummer. I mean, I through just being fucking too loose, I could have drowned in a full size tub, but I'm taking now. I just drip it instead of just dumping it. Just a few drips. I'm no bartender.
Clearly.
I should be like running a bar like fucking Trump should be running science. I got no. I can't make a good drink, but I can make one that'll fucking knock you down. But it tastes shitty. I don't have a license, but I got eggnog, and that's it. And that makes up for a lot of mistakes. The only problem with eggnog is if you are concerned at all about your health.
Nah.
There's somebody, that like people post these pictures of people getting together, and of course, it's fun to look at them and judge or whatever. But there's a big mega church. I forget where it was, but it was a big group, a big like 3-tier church or whatever. People everywhere, but the in the immediate foreground of the picture is a pretty large woman, and she's got a really large bag of candy in her hand. Like, man, she is really fucking committed to this shit. Like, not only do we not care about the pandemic, but I'm also gonna fucking continue to fucking taunt the diabetes. If you got to get together in a big church, and that's what helps you get through this time, then fucking do it. Just stay with that group and don't spread it to any cool people, and we'll be fine. If we could have a church lockdown, like, how about that? Like, churches, you guys can attend church, but it's a 3-week service and nobody gets out.
Yeah, no ins and outs.
Yeah,
exclusive clubs.
Yeah, you missed how many Sundays? Well, you're gonna make them all up in one fucking month. A month of Sundays, we'll call it. And anybody who comes out is gonna have to get the vaccine Anyway, but that would be all right, like really test your faith. Like I saw there was a couple ladies and they were talking about the vibrations and they wouldn't get the COVID because they had the Lord's vibrations and shit. Like, well, fucking try it out, man. Let's make a reality show out of this shit. Lock all these people in, that have these different beliefs and different things, and let's. Everybody wants to be on TV. Look at us. And so, like, fucking, if you test your extreme, you don't believe in that, and you think, get together and then have your fucking church service, or a fucking meathead, a group of dudes who just work out together in close proximity and shit. Like, it all turned into a zombie movie eventually. Fucking people locked in and paranoid and shit. I'm not, I'm not gonna watch it because I have trouble getting through shit.
I'm for locking down the congregations. Fuck yeah, do it.
Yeah, church lockdown, man.
How committed are you? That used to be the big thing in church when you were a kid, is going to the lockdown. So, let's do this. How committed are you to Christ?
Yeah, man. And then, well, it's like get the word out so people can bring a casserole or two, because usually them church kitchens don't have enough space for everything or whatever, but bring your, perishable items and stuff and get them in the fridge and, let's go. Fucking, yeah, especially mega churches. They should have all the people who that feel like it's important during this pandemic to get together and be face to face and pray and not do precautions. Is fuck yes. And God damn it, I think that they should hire catering companies to throw food over the wall to them or whatever. They don't need to have a fucking Lord of the Fly situation. But after 2 months of lockdown, there's either going to be a lot of people coming out of there that it's like nobody had it, or there'll be a fucking sickness that swells up in the herd and wreaks havoc on them with no medic. Well, even give them a couple of beds, say the Lord doesn't cure everybody all at once,
Just to exemplify what's wrong with religion and the way it's handled in America, this fucking asshole, this Kenneth Copeland guy, this guy is basically, there's video of him bragging about his jet, his fucking Learjet, that his congregation paid for, and that people still send him money.
It's the Hennigan puppet.
Did we just witness you getting COVID?
Yeah, super spreader event.
I think needs COVID.
It looks like Erickson's putting a wet finger in the Molly sack again.
Yeah, another roll of the dice.
Yeah, that's like it's like fucking, it's like pro wrestling. If pro wrestling, when people started saying wrestling's bullshit, and if the wrestlers just got in our faces and fucking demanded we shut the fuck up and started slapping it, that's what they should have done. Is like, you think it's fake it, they did some of that, but they needed to just stand their ground and say, no, man, I really do hate this guy because he's Russian and he's, whatever, whatever their storylines is keep it going and keep that's what religion did. Is they got people go, wait, this is bullshit, and then they fucking doubled down. Oh, it's bullshit. We're gonna get more mighty and get bigger shit and fucking, it's really something that what's that show? The John Goodman show that fucking Fabulous Gemstones.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And it's just like, you can't imagine, like, fucking Jimmy Swaggart, those guys, they did roll that way, but they kind of kept it as their dirty little secret. But now that it's like they fucking flaunt it and shit. And I don't know, man. My family had a shitty version of Christianity because it was, we were like kind of poor, and that was how it was supposed to be. Like, I didn't know, like, no, my family wasn't very good Christians, or we would have had a pool. And more, I would have had pinky rings at school. Fucking, hey, man, God is working fucking miracles over on 37 South Baxter. you should see the shit he's done with Larry, you know. But if we could have got behind it and sold it, like, you know, put Larry in the right suit, I think Larry could have been a pretty good preacher.
Why would you have had pinky rings? I don't get it.
Well, just like those, you know, people were like the fabulous people in religion now.
Flaunting your wealth.
Yeah, like rings and shit. Their kids are fucking wearing fancy suits and shit. It's like, I don't know. It's like Christianity like doubled down about 1990 or two. I don't even know when it happened, but it
was before that, because when I was in high school from 81 to 84. And there was a huge God Squad contingency. In fact, there was a brief blip on the radar of Orange County punk rock, which was Christian punk rock, which is that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Don't break that stuff. Hey man, that's somebody's property.
Right next to my high school was a building almost as big as the high school, and it was the Foursquare Church.
Oh yeah.
You guys ever heard of it? But they would speak in tongues, and they were fucking very aggressive. So they were always getting in trouble for being aggressive to the high school kids who were just hanging out there because we were fucking. That's where school was. And then we would get in trouble because we thought it was funny when the news was there. We'd go by and throw water balloons at those guys and shit. So it was like an ongoing feud between the kids at the church.
Yeah, no, the Foursquare was the one that kind of like the church I went to where I'd crawl under and get, you know, kicked by old dudes or whatever. That was just like my folks' church. And then my brother John, he come back from whatever misadventures he was on, and he come back and he was born again, and he was of that Foursquare thing. And in fact, I remember him and this dude, my brother John, got back from Bible college, and this guy ended up scamming my dad. He's from India. And anyway, my brother John and this guy from India, who I guess, I don't even know why they were in my room, but they went in my room and then they were speaking in tongues. So I don't know if they went in there and they were trying to, you know, clean up stuff. And one thing led to another, and they started going into, but I could hear them speaking in tongues in my room. And I was like, you know, it's like, well, who do you even complain to about that? It's like, God damn
Andy,
it.
it sounds like another trick.
Well, I don't know what, you know, you know, John, I've never, I don't know. John was raised in a different spiritual realm than I am. And I just don't ever connect with him on what he's talking about. I was like, it sounds like bullshit in the realm I grew up in or whatever. Some of it seems like flimsy or whatever, especially like that speaking in tongue shit, you know. That's, I've heard it. I like Foursquare Church. My brother John, you know, would drag me, and well, my brother Jeff wanted to go, but I would end up going to the Foursquare Church. So I really got into it because they are overwhelming. And I went, you know, I told you about Jesus Northwest. I went to Jesus Northwest, had a shirt that said, I had a close encounter with Jesus. And and I don't really even remember having a close encounter with Jesus. I just got this shirt that felt like I was supposed to have had a close encounter with Jesus, but I was hanging out with people who thought they had. So I was just kind of like,
they were lying too. You guys are all just lying.
Yeah, you're all a bunch of liars.
yeah.
It's like going to the concert. You know, you don't really have to like the band, but you want to be rocking the shirt at school the next week, you know.
Did you guys hear Jesus? I thought I did. It was like do 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 do. Yeah. I didn't really see him, but I heard him. That was my close encounter. Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss was there, and I don't remember who else, because it was mainly a Richard Dreyfuss movie, right? Who else was in that?
Wait, Close Encounters was
Marsha Warfield, or was that?
No, not Marsha Warfield.
I think I fucked that up.
That would have been great, though.
Yeah,
that would have been fun.
I would watch that.
Oh, it was Terry Garr.
Yeah.
All right.
She was made fucking cool by the Letterman appearances. I like Terry
Well,
Garr.
I think she was pretty cool and
She
She
chill.
was
Yeah,
great
yeah.
in Mr. Mom too.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mom also.
And
But she
she
was
was
all-
smoking hot in the fucking Frankenstein one.
Oh,
Shit.
Young Frankenstein.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I had that, but only with Jesus. Like that's saying. I remember standing in a field with a bunch of other people who just accepted Christ, going, "Isn't this great?"
Like in
And
a
you got
field like
nothing like that ship that showed up.
Yeah. Isn't this great? Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah.
like Damone
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
Ratner
Da, da,
going on
da.
a date.
Hey,
His
hey,
arm around the
Jesus.
cutout of Debbie Harry.
Hey, Jesus, I thought you were going to hit me up with those Judas Priest tickets. Kind of betrayed me with that, bro.
Come on, man. Don't forget about the tunes, The Dream Police. Da, 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 da.
Mama's all right.
Your daddy's all right.
I'm thinking, I'm going back on rum. It's like
Yeah.
like
There it is.
kind of medically, like just maybe no. Here's a microdose in rum. I had this a few years ago and I forgot about it, but just throughout the day is drink rum, but not so much that you're
Microdose.
ever really.
So
drunk.
just drink all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just for a while.
There's another name for microdosing rum, and it's alcoholism.
I like that. And he says, I think I'm going to go back on rum when he just finished telling us how he drinks rum in his bath in the morning.
Well-
You didn't go off rum yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, but I haven't been buying.
Those are just
bottles.
his bath rums.
You're going to get the
I-
steady
Those don't
drip
count as
going.
real rums.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does add an element of happiness.
Mhm.
That fake fire, the weed,
Mhm.
dog with tumors all over its. My fat dog came in at the break, but she don't. She's cool.
She likes Christmas.
Yes, she's got Christmas bells on. And I keep thinking I hear Santa. Yeah, no, that's Hennigan.
Scottish Santa's here. He
Yeah,
doesn't bring you any gifts.
yeah. No, he just presents you with some problems that you've had. I don't know if it's the whole thing, but my dad always my grandpa Larry, and he wasn't blood, so he didn't kill himself. Grandpa Larry was a Scotsman, and he was mean and cheap.
So both of the stereotypes.
And he was also a little feller. And I told you how he didn't like me much ever, really. He didn't like kids.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
And he lived in Death Valley for a while too, so that tells you how much he didn't like kids.
Uh-huh. He was your step grandpa.
Uh-huh. But man, I sure, he didn't like me, and I'm sure he wouldn't have liked the way I drove his pickup truck after he died. But I really did. I liked him just because I banged up that old '73 Dodge truck, I think it was, fucking yellow and white. And there's a hill by my house that it just leveled off in a way that if you gunned it and hit it, you could go airborne at the top of it. And hopefully nobody was walking a dog through that area. I didn't think about shit like that. You just see Evil Knievel doing that sort of shit, and you got a fucking I don't even know. Well, I did drink and drive in them days, but I don't know. Probably that's what inspired it. I don't know. I don't remember like being shithouse drunk and doing it. I remember being sober in the middle of the day, and there was it was just like a probably not an eighth of a mile little dip, and then you could gun it across an intersection. You could see both directions, and and just hit that. And then you go up this hill, and then it was just like a fucking ramp, you know. And it was my brother Jeff. We banged our heads on one. He took us up and slammed him, and we probably both could have got concussed, or probably did get concussed on that one. And that was that was too fast. But even after that, I still took it up and did that, though. I mean, you know, he did it a few times, I did it a few times, and then we banged our heads, and then I still carried on the tradition, but I never took it that far. You
needed a convertible.
Yeah, I needed that. You know, that I know.
Space.
I was if you know Steve, if I could call him Steve, because that's what he changed his name to. But when he molested me, his name was Pat. But if Pat would have just let me fucking, you know, do more crazy shit, he should have indulged that. Like, hey, dude, the way you want to drive, yeah, keep it up.
Yeah. He should have recognized when he was starting to lose you that he could have kept you around with a little more loosening of the rules.
He should have had the nighttime thing I should have done for the driving lesson, and I think he wouldn't have had to worry about me coming after him later in life. I should discover getting fucking drunk and driving a car a few years later. But as luck would have it, he sold my dad his mom's car. So that was after this. I had a station wagon. And that I did the Mario Andretti and slam that. At lunch, we would drive this.
No, you talked about that before.
Yeah,
like, what was that?
So it was like a big old one of them paneled station wagons, and I banged it up and brought it home. And my dad was just like sad. He was dumping his bag on Yellow Legs, and he saw that, and the car was fucked up. You know, it was a fucked up car anyway, but then it was fucked up, and then. David, I couldn't get out the car. That driver's side door was jammed because I hit a bank. I said it was a miss a deer, but it was just because I was careening it out of control. And it felt like Dad knew that. He said, my dad, my own father. Yeah, that was it, man. My dad, yeah, fuck yeah, man.
Town and country.
Yeah, town and country. And my dad said I was a leadfoot. I don't know. You know, he was a leadfoot. He
was good at making up names for people. So little leadfoot Andy.
But I could argue that my dad was a leadfoot because he was paralyzed. You know, maybe he didn't put his foot on the gas pedal. Yeah. You put your foot on the gas pedal.
It's so weird, Andy. It's so weird. It's like your dad is like throwing out names like crazy to everyone, and yet he's a paralyzed man who eventually lost his legs in a wheelchair, dumping piss out on little men. How many names could you come up for him? He was just beating everyone to the punch.
Well, I know. He should have did like an 8 Mile thing. You know, I know what you're gonna say. I pee on action figures. I got one leg. I got diabetes. I don't eat so good. I don't like kids. Shit. You just fucking punked my list.
You're just shell-shocked by the end of it.
My kid Larry steals from me. Shit. Larry dropped his too. Yeah. I mean, my dad was, you know, you couldn't walk a mile in my dad. You could walk a mile in my dad's shoes because he didn't use them.
They're brand new.
My dad wore shoes symbolically.
Well, with anyone who has a disability on the lower extremities, the problem is they could get cut and not know it, and they could bleed out in front of you. So you have to wear shoes. You have to wear some kind of foot covering, right, Andy?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like
he realizes now. I mean, yeah, when you say it that way, and we look back on my memories, we probably should have had shoes on.
Somehow dressing Big Jim was way cooler than dressing my old man. It's basically
Shaylee, did you forget Andy told us the story that his dad lost his leg because Andy slammed it in the door?
But like I was saying, it's like maybe you'd fucking
Putting
pay
on
attention if
shoes was
someone
not
told
gonna
you.
fucking help anything.
I've always been inattentive, and I feel like that they should have had, it's like, hey, it's like coaches will go, hey man, what happened out there? Are you gonna get it together or whatever? And then they can gauge it. But it's like, I just was put in, and it's like, catch dad's leg. And I'm like, huh, what's that going on over there?
No, you're like
it's
the
like,
Denver quarterback. Like
yeah.
he's like their third string. Everyone has COVID, and he has to go in there and just start chucking the ball. And that's basically you, Andy.
Well, I mean, I caught, but here's the thing. It's like catching your dad's leg or putting your dad in a wheelchair and catching his dead leg and making sure they don't slam down. It's like being an offensive lineman. You never want to hear your name called. I was perfect.
Yeah.
I was perfect 9 times, but on that 10th one, it cost my dad his leg.
Yeah, we lost the game.
15-yard unnecessary manslaughter. Partial manslaughter. Can you partially manslaughter? It's always all or nothing with manslaughter, right?
I think it's a reduced charge.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be manslaughter.
I
Man,
think
man shredding. Yeah, he lost a limb, but he wasn't slaughtered.
I think it would be clipping, right? That'd be the closest they have.
Involuntary manslaughter to clipping.
15 yards.
That's quite
Personal foul.
Your Honor, my client simply helped his father lose weight. Now who can fault him
Sure.
for that?
That's a fucking shitty lawyer. That's
Yeah,
what they'd say.
but
Andy, you're not carrying that weight.
No,
that you lost.
I never did. It was too heavy in the beginning. That's why I dropped it. Like, man, no, it was just like too, I mean, that might have instigated it, but that was
I don't think so, Andy. I think that was probably a course that was charted way before you did something.
And also, he was a vet. He may not have done the, he may not have been a Purple Heart. He was a vet, but what we had when he was handicapped was he got a few months training on how to sit in a wheelchair and all that shit. And then we picked him up in a car like that, and we have to put all that into fucking play. And that ain't easy to take a guy who's sitting in a wheelchair and hump him in on a, what do we call them? Transfer boards. A transfer board. Yeah, it was like a little.
Move you from the chair to the vehicle, or from the chair to the bed.
You could fuck somebody up with those too.
Yeah,
it was basically like the best hazing piece of equipment you had in the house.
Jesus.
But that's what. And then he would jim you across, but then you would, once he got in the chair, then there was a matter of, oh yeah, his legs are still in the car. And then it was, here comes a hot potato. Andy, what are you daydreaming about? Being a normal kid, not being pinned in between your dad and the fucking door and waiting to catch your leg. And it's taking forever for him to get across that board. And then all of a sudden it just happens and he swings him out. All of a sudden he's, so, hey, I might have fumbled, but he didn't make sure he was handing the ball off correctly. Or in this case,
that's a bad snap.
Yeah. Well, we should have never been in a station wagon,
No, I disagree. The station wagon is perfect.
Or maybe young children just shouldn't be fucking doing actual like nurse
the primary
care. Yeah, I think the whole thing, like, just think of how different the entire Andrus story would be if the VA was properly funded and run. I mean, so much of this would have been like proper health care. Just proper health care would have been
Andy,
a huge game changer.
A lot of what you talk about is what I went through, and you were in your early teens.
Yeah, it started.
I was 37 years old, dealing with the things that you were dealing with on top of the molestation and farming you out to other men and things like that, you got a lot on your plate to begin with. And I'm sitting here empathizing with you because I've done some of the same things that you're talking about, and yet I was in my late 30s
Well, you
dealing
imagine
with this with a 37-year-old brain, and you are trying to go like, well, maybe he lost his legs because I slammed the door on his big toe.
you imagine that station wagon pulling into like a rest area all of a sudden and park sideways, and then a lady with a Dolly Parton wig gets out in a panic and then goes over and pulls open the passenger door, and then a guy flops over, and then Dolly Parton wig pulls down that guy's fucking cotton sweatpants, and then hopefully there's a chuck, or she's got, my mom, she's a hot hander sometimes.
What?
She'd hot hand it.
What does that mean?
She'd go all natural.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, she caught, and then she would go fucking fast, hurry, and fucking, there never really were words to talk about to explain what happened.
No, it's the haze
Yeah,
of
the
war.
words were hot hander. That's what the words were.
I cannot. I love you and I love your family, but there's no way that happens to me twice. If I have to hot hand it once, I will make sure that there will be the setup will be there so that this does not happen.
You're 12 years old.
I haven't had to deal with that.
Credit card to go and buy nitrile gloves or a fucking gown or a mask.
Yeah.
That's the fucking crazy thing. Like Eric said, every time,
Mom.
Every time we ran into a situation with like a hot hander with my dad, I'm like, I'm right to the pharmacy. I'm getting the fucking things I need to like distance myself from touching or doing the things that like an adult would do. Andy can't do. He can't go, hey mom, I think we're gonna.
I understand that. I'm talking about his mom, like like
crazy.
It's just
she was
the whole thing.
I want to go.
Yeah. Yeah. We
I'm
were
you to run away from home, Andy.
Yeah,
you had your wits about you.
I think I did. Yeah, I bounced her. I didn't like run away, but I would take off a lot.
No, that was with the man.
Yeah. Well, no, I got farmed out that way, but I would like, I wasn't quite to the Kurt Cobain level, but I spent a lot of time belly aching under bridges and,
Did you sleep at home every night? Were you living at home all the way through to high school, through community college?
Yeah. No, community college. I was out on my own there collecting Pell Grant.
So, but up until then, you were at home. You didn't leave home in high school or anything like that.
Yeah, no, but I would go hang out with friends and be gone for.
So you'd have extended nights where you.
Yeah, I would go to.
You'd be gone 4 or 5 days at a time without telling anybody where you were.
No.
Nobody. Yeah.
What for?
But I also, but I kind of was, both of my parents, I was the last one, and they'd been, all their attention was fucking blown up. By the time I was a 6th, 7th grader, they had no attention they would drive, they literally drove me to get sexually abused. I would go, they would drive me both ways to an airport. I would go get sexually abused and come back, and it flew under everybody's radar. And
I love the idea that they would be in the car and yelling at Andy to hurry up so they could get him to the child molester on time.
Well, and then and then my grandma at some point was living at the house too, so it was just it was like when I was that was after high school, so she moved in there later, but it was just like madness with Larry coming and going and shit, and then all the health problems and all that shit. It was just we like I remember the ambulance coming to get my dad one time, and the guy giving us a fucking ear beating about having all the fucking kind of a horde. It was like a horde going on there. And it wasn't really a horde. We were just kind of unorganized at that particular 9-10 year stretch. And my dad hated it, but he was, he was I don't know how it happened. It was either one person or both of them, but my dad would always act like he hated it, and sometimes he would just get frustrated and then knock a bunch of shit on the floor, and then my mom would go put it on other trays.
Oh my God! Wow,
It was a bit of a
man.
hoard, I guess, but I don't know what, it was. It was just, I guess
You're-
we're clutter. Clutter was the word. It wasn't
I
hoarding.
mean,
Yeah.
Slobs. All of us.
dude, I'll tell you this, man. Like, as crazy as everyone thinks you are, you're actually far more sane than you ought to be. Like
Clearly.
for however you were touched, literally and metaphorically, to make you as funny as you are. Who knows where all of that swirls from? But just the oh, like the whole Andy's inattentive, Andy's. Oh, he's over here, he's over there, he's floating.
Guess why he's
crazy.
distracted.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It's amazing you're as together as you are. Is it truly? Like, what the
And we're not saying you're together.
I'm
No. This is not a
Don't
compliment.
Understand that.
No, I'm too large to drown in my tub. Natural selection.
Oh man.
If I had more money, I would have drowned by now in a full-size tub. That's why I think a lot of us stay alive, because we can't afford enough drugs or a big enough tub.
Yeah. We just need some of that Whitney Houston money.
Yeah, or just some Bobby Brown support checks coming in.
She gets into a tub like everyone else, one foot at a time.
Oh man, yeah.
For the last time.
I heard it. This is actually there's this a girl who died a few years after I went to high school with her, and then so recently I went and got my hair cut. We were talking about my hometown, and she said, "Did I know this lady who died?" And then she told me that she goes, "Do you remember how she died?" And I go, "Yeah, she drowned in a tub." And she goes, "Yeah, do you remember the story around that?" This was like her aunt, and she goes, "Well, she was dating a guy at the sheriff's department that was married, and it was really suspicious, but it was never investigated." Like, oh, okay, that makes more sense than a 22-year-old girl just drowned in a tub. So there's another suspicious homicide in Coquille.
Yeah.
I
sure,
can't
man.
imagine.
People don't drown in a tub. That's a murder.
Yeah.
Especially if she was dating a cop at the time. He for sure held her under the water. We've watched enough Datelines.
I know, man. I should go there and stir that up because
we should do some research.
Yeah, season 2 of the podcast.
We could do like
I got her aunt.
We could become a true crime Pat Oswald's wife solving the Golden State Killer.
Yeah, we're not nearly as focused as Michelle was. No, wait, was this guy a pedophile? It's gonna take us a while.
This guy a pedophile? Still haven't solved.
We'll find out shit that other people have already found out. Hey, look what I found! We already know that.
It's all public domain.
No, she said it was never investigated. I don't know that. I doubt I would know the sheriff at the time. He's probably an older dude, and chances are he didn't arrest me. I dealt more with city cops, and I didn't get arrested, just handcuffed back in those days. They do that just to, whenever there was any situation, they would just handcuff the 2 or 3 people that were closest to them.
Yeah, to scare you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah, I am enjoying my rumitude.
Andy, why rum?
He's got rumitude.
Because it doesn't make me sick. I can't find anything to make vodka taste good that I do. Yeah. I can't make it good myself. So rum and then these fucking Baileys and shit.
Yeah, rum and Baileys is just disgusting.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how you can do it, but
I know the weed.
Yeah.
No, it's I
Well,
got
I mean, we talked about this for a second. Kahlua's got rum in it, so it's just like Kahlua and Bailey's.
the rum.
I don't know what liqueur
Get a
is.
spiced
It's
rum
probably
and
liqueur, I know that much.
yeah, but the alcohol is rum.
I mean,
So
it's 100% fine Jamaican rum. It made me
There
kind of
you go.
Yeah,
cave in
Kahlua-
on beer.
Kahlua is coffee with sugar, vanilla, and rum. So you are correct. I
yeah,
didn't know that. I didn't know rum was the ingredient.
I think this. I'm starting to suspect my fake fire on my TV is a fake fire.
That's some Inception shit, man. You are high.
Nothing.
So you think somebody at the network has got a camera on a fake fire, not on a real fire.
Well, fake fire is being filmed to be broadcast as a fake fire.
I'm watching propane on TV. Like, why can't I watch? I mean, they could have a full-on fire burning and logs crackling and
You just
sparks
have it on the
flying.
wrong channel. They have those.
But I got propane. No, but it's cool. You don't want to fucking, spark to catch the fucking
A digital spark.
Yeah, I got the windows all fixed up and shit, That shit'll follow that fake greens all along.
God damn it, he's high.
To the fake trees.
We're gonna have to do when we do the Christmas party, office party. We're gonna have to do a little walking tour of the Christmas land there.
Yeah,
Andy.
Yeah,
I'm very festive.
Stack it up behind you. You're
Take
a fan of
do a
Flutter.
little walkabout.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like tonight.
Good. That's a good looking set right there.
It
Andy,
looks like a
you
fake
would
background that you would pick from a selection of
Eric,
holiday
yeah.
backgrounds.
You'd almost.
you could be working in like Des Moines at the
Okay, hey, come on out, Dean Martin, everybody. Dean Martin's gonna come out and do his own. Sammy Davis,
like
come
the
out.
fucking king of comedy.
Come out from under the bed, Sammy. Do some scat. No, not like that. Yeah, I am hot. It's when the edibles are just standing there, and then they're not paying attention, and then the rum gutters get emptied on them.
The edibles get soaked in rum.
Oh wow!
Oh, rum so edible.
I have a plain Rice Krispie treat, but it doesn't have to be.
You had a plain
I mean,
Rice
it's an
Krispie
edible,
treat.
but I
That
could,
would be a
yeah.
dump.
It's a rum, and then I could put some sparkles on it, and fuck yeah.
Sparkle.
I'm gonna have the happiest holiday since.
Like the PSA, the more you know. You just fucking.
Yeah. I mean,
You're gonna have to take the LSD first if you're gonna put sparkles on
Yeah.
it.
You use a Wally for that or what?
Ideally, I get up in the morning and I have a Christmas stocking of stuff I got for myself when I was high and don't remember, and I open that up, and then there's a few things that I go, oh, this is perfect because I'm going skiing this morning. Like one's like a straw, and I do a bump. Have a drive up to the mountain, do another bump or two, ski about noon, eat some LSD, lay off the coke, get down the mountain, go sit in the hot tub up at Belknap, and then drive down, and then fuck yeah, that's it. Like, who gave me this? Who did this for me? This is perfect. Oh, I did it for myself. Because when it gets right down to it, that's what Christmas is all about. It's all about
You
and what you want. And everything else is bullshit so you can get what you want.
Isn't that the beginning of Scrooged?
Probably. Because the thing about Scrooge is he was right. at the beginning.
Well, see, Andy, you're in a unique situation though, because you're in a situation where you're not really allowed, isn't the right word, but you're not really able to celebrate Christmas where you are in your situation. So you have to kind of, be.
Look at
Yeah.
him. He's in fucking Santa's workshop.
But that's what I mean. He has to have it. He has to contain it all in that room. It can't go. Christmas can't leave that room.
Oh, it's a big
Got to
secret.
all be in there.
It's a big
It ain't
secret, like
even a
his older
secret.
boyfriend.
Yeah, it ain't even a secret. It's like, oh, here's the thing that I talked about the not getting the gifts from my brothers, but a few years ago, as adults, I got gifts from my brothers. And one year we invited Larry up for the holidays up at my place. We dragged Larry up here and he gave me, which I immediately called a ornament. It's like a whore pixie, like big tits. And like a fucking hooker,
Yeah.
sitting on a ball, and it was always like there's never a place on a good Christian tree to hang a ornament, and so it was always like would float around, and then Delaney would have a tree in her room, and I would hang the ornament on her tree, and then she'd move it back around, and then and then I don't know what happened to it, and then. So today I was like digging through boxes. I dug through like 5 or 6 boxes looking for the ornament, and made a couple of phone calls. And if it's not here, I don't know what happened to it. But this tree, my tree now, I got a mushroom. I just got this year, and then a Grateful Dead one, and then I got a skeleton I just had, and then I of course have the Unbookables DVD as an ornament for every year on the tree. But it's like, it's like I get to do the flare my own tree, but I want more ornaments. I would do all ornaments and ornaments and mushrooms and some Grateful Dead bears, one disco ball. And then I just hang little vials on the tree. Oh, look at there. Santa dropped an 8 ball. What a lovely little elf.
And he has a cocaine advent calendar.
And on date 3, they're all opened.
Yeah. They can't all be winners, kid.
You're not winning. That's a suggestion.
It's like, so I'm making it my own fucking fun a day, whatever. I have a good title for it, guys.
You're right.
It's gonna be loud, but I think I'm gonna take it as a fun. Oh, here's the thing that's weird is I've devised going skiing on my own and not told anybody, and then I talked to my daughter and I told her, and she said, "Yeah, Mom said you were probably going skiing on Christmas." Like I never told her that. It's like, what is Jova listening to my podcast? I mean R, but it's how would she know that? 'Cause I never said anything about it. But I think that's like everybody's on the same page.
Sure, you've never said anything about it. I mean, you might have just casually dropped that into something.
No, we don't even. No, I can't.
I think you might have said it on the podcast while you were in the house a couple of times.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm being eavesdropped,
Or you're yelling.
Yeah. That's why, like,
Talking to a guy with headphones on. Like, yeah, I think they're secretly listening to me, man.
Somebody's listening to me.
The blessing. They want you to say the blessing.
What?
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's why I want to get more drugs up in here. I feel like it's like a Dufresne party of one, and I'm here. I'm ready to be seated.
Oh my
Remember
God! Did you, Andy? What did you just pour in that
Just
glass?
rum, but there's a little bottom of.
Wait, is it dark rum?
Yeah, man.
Oh my God!
I
Myers rum.
Yeah, but I'll probably puke most of it up in the morning, so it's not like fattening. It'll have a few hours burn.
I hope you won't be throwing it up in the bathtub.
No,
Like fucking
no.
Jimmy Buffett. Who drinks rum?
Oh,
21-year-old girls. That's who
guy-
drinks rum,
the
by
guy
the way.
Yeah, if they're hanging
You're
out
supposed
with
to
me,
cook
they
with
do.
Myers rum. I don't even think that's a drinking rum.
Hey,
No, you float it. You float it on the top of the icky woo woo.
Fetch me my drinking rum, boy.
it's what you'd have in a flask if you had jury duty. God damn it!
I think that's a second flask. I think rum's the second flask. I think you got to have whiskey in flask one.
Yeah,
That's the rum's for your boot flask.
yeah. I've always wanted to
I
get
love
into the
white
room.
rum.
Yeah, man.
Like Bacardi.
Yeah, I just don't. I've never had a good go-to drink, and rum has always, been one I could deal with. Whiskey caused some real personality problems.
I feel you on that, dude.
Yeah. I don't mind wild turkey, but it sure don't care for me.
I found a new whiskey, a favorite whiskey called Pendleton, and it is incredibly good. So much though that every time I try to drink some, I drink half the fucking bottle. So I that one I'm gonna have to get sparingly.
Yeah, that I
Our
started.
new sponsor, Pendleton Whiskey. Welcome to the program, Pendleton. Thanks for coming.
Chad, you told me about that, and I totally I empathize with you because I would go to the border to save half. I'd say 50% if I bought Johnny Walker Double Black, which is a very peaty Scotch. But now at Safeway, I got this one, which Hennigan turned me on to, which is like 20 some bucks, and it's a great Scotch whiskey that I'm supposed to have two of these during. I'm supposed to have two of these during the 40 for 40. This is number 5. It's too quick.
Yeah, I think that Pendleton is like 20 something bucks. I bought it at the at the liquor store there in Bisbee, which I think is a little more, and it was 24 bucks. I think it's 20 here in Sierra Vista.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went into 3 different liquor stores today, looking for what I wanted. I mean, they didn't have.
What didn't they have in the first 2?
Cocaine?
Hey, you got any of those cocaine advent calendars? Maybe behind there.
I wanted some Baileys, but I didn't want a big fucking, a life-altering.
At a liquor store, the first one.
The first one didn't have it in the small size, so then I went to another one, and I don't know what they did. I got the Baileys there, and then I just was driving by. It's like fucking a empty store, and I like looking at bottles. No, I don't know anyone with any drugs in this town. The people who have drugs here are tweakers or whatever. This isn't a very good drug town, and it's disappointing because I really like, people, oh man, I'm doing too many drugs or whatever. It's like, when you see a fucking kid with flies on their face in some back alley with their ribs poking out, do you go, look at this fucking sandwich I'm eating? I don't want to hear that. You're doing too many drugs. We're in the dark here.
Are you in this analogy, are you the guy without the drugs? Does that make you the kid with the flies on your face?
Yeah, he's the ribs poking out.
People are eating sandwiches.
Yeah. You can almost hear Sarah McLachlan crooning out some.
Now you're a dog in a kennel.
I thought Andy was the sandwich. I'm all confused.
No, no, the sandwich is the drugs.
I thought the ribs were the drugs.
Hey man,
Poking out.
I
Wait,
think
it wasn't a
ribs are the
McRib sandwich?
It was
Hold
a
on.
McRib sandwich.
Rib. That'd be great.
I think Warren Zevon said, "Enjoy every sandwich." There you go. I don't know. That's funny. Yeah, I'm the kid. I'm the kid with the fucking swollen head, and I'm hungry for a fucking sandwich. But right now, I think this fly is laying an egg case in my fucking head hole.
Chad, I don't know if you noticed, but there have been so many drug busts in the police beat in Bisbee, and I noticed that the impound yard for the police auction is full of cars.
Oh, really?
We're gonna harvest this season for sure.
Interesting.
Oh yeah,
They take the cars.
they take everything, man.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
I don't know if I'm high or not, but I almost stabbed my fingers to the dog to get me my Bailey's. She can't do it. She's never been able to do it.
Andy, do a shot of Bailey's right now.
I'm gonna.
You
Hang on.
should.
Well, yeah.
Dad, how is that without the headphones?
Fine. I'm hoping the audio's not coming back in,
sounds
but
great. Sounds great.
it's great. I love it. I don't have to yell.
Yeah.
My ears feel better.
Oh yeah. Show off. Oh fuck.
I'm
forgot
drunk here, so that's better than up in the fun house.
I refrigerated it. I was like, "What the fuck? Where did it go, man?" And work your way back.
Yeah. The dog
Calm
would
down.
have had a hard time getting
Yeah.
the door open. So
Yeah, it's not set up for that. You need Velcro strap to the front of the fridge. All right. Yeah, this is the originals. See, I didn't.
The
Want,
Bailey's.
this was $16. I didn't want to go $36.
Andy, you can go with there's a knockoff brand,
Caroline's,
and then there's one even lower than that, but we don't get that.
You only holiday.
Rita.
You only holiday once.
They use dog milk in that one.
Dog milk. Oh
that?
my god.
Dogs are a trusted part of American homes. Why shouldn't their tit milk be something we consume? Why should we trust some animal that stands in
a liqueur?
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, good. Yeah, it's goat cheese and dog fucking liqueur. You know what?
Dog milk rum.
Oh.
It's gonna have a shot of my dog milk rum. Rice Krispie treat.
All right.
Whoa, Andy, hold on. I'm gonna do one with you. Hold on. I just remember I got Caroline's back here. I'll do a shot of Caroline's and you do the Bailey's. Hold on a second.
Okay. Yeah, this is what our Christmas party is going to be like.
It's gonna be groovy.
I sent myself about 6 Christmas cards. I should start sending myself invitations, but I drove. That's what I did one day. Is I just drove around to area post offices and mailed myself Christmas cards, and none of them have arrived. That was like 4 days ago. I didn't leave the area.
Do you know your address?
I did
You
them
sent
all.
them to the wrong
I
mailbox.
sent them to my
or
willy
you
nilly
checked the
box.
right mailbox.
I'm trying to break his will. It's like I tried going due process, and due process failed. So I'm
Andy.
Cheers.
Wait, where's your shot?
Right here in this mug.
Oh, okay. Cheers, guys.
Oh, that was actually yeah.
Andy, save $10 and get
Brady.
Brady's. Get the Brady's.
Wow.
It's the same thing.
Another
I
sponsor.
feel like the Baileys and the Bradys would have a big fucking fight at a bar. Bunch of fucking thick Boston accents and the throwdown. You think you guys got that car? Fuck you.
I would love to watch a late night Irish brawl.
Yeah.
If I could be on the upper deck and like not have anything to do with it,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
that'd
fun
be
watching
great.
bar fight. That's the ultimate entertainment, but it does get the insurance people and glasses and all those other
Well,
issues.
yeah.
But when you're a guy with no
hard
fucking
it's hard to watch a bar fight without being in it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Up on the upper level, like
Yeah.
looking down, spitting on them while they're doing it,
I don't know, the two times.
or,
Well,
or yellow legging them.
I've been at the center of what could have been some bar fights where people wanted to fight me.
No, I've been standing next to you when that happened, Andy.
But I had the one, and there was a bar fight at Harvey's Comedy Club where I was. There's one guy at the end of it goes, it was probably a bit about something, and I laugh, but it was more of just a couple of groups running together. And then that situation with Jerry Persio, where the whole bar was fighting. And at no point did I feel like I needed to throw any punches. I just was like, man, this is fucking wild. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And when a chair got thrown against the glass and the glass didn't break, I was bummed. Like, I wanted to see all of it,
Yeah.
Just keep it going. Go grab a chainsaw and cut some fucking arm, like fucking have at it, man.
Andy, we were at Harvey's, and you and I had a video camera.
Oh yeah.
And Stanhope was doing a set, and I think it was the night Dave Attell was doing Insomniac. So
Yeah.
Harvey's is like infamous for like this whole, like, everyone in there is like there for free appetizers or a happy birthday party or something stupid. So the opener goes on. His name's Cleveland, black fellow, just middle of the road, just does his set. Then Dave Attell goes up to do like the interstitial that they're gonna put on Insomniac. That is just him doing like a real quick 5.
Hey,
right?
what do you
And it was like,
oh,
that's that guy. I noticed that guy. And everyone's like, but they're eating wings and nachos and stuff. And then Doug goes on. And there's like a mass exodus during his whole set where like just they're walking toward, like, all you hear is the scrape of chairs across the floor, right? So, and then Andy and I are out front with a video. I have a video camera, and Andy's talking to them, and he's saying, "Hey, we're Portland.
I'm with Portland, about
Portland
town,
tonight.
up at late at night with Portland, or around town, around Portland in the evening. Yeah, to mix it up." And
So we're trying to get everyone like, hey, what's going on? And before the show even started, there was an incident where we were talking like, hey, who you lying to see? And they're like, we're here to see comedy. And Doug pushes through us, through the shot, smoking a cigarette. They don't even know he's the fucking headliner.
Right.
Like, he pushes right through. That's how it gets. No one knows that Doug is going to be there. So they're streaming out of this place. And then at the end, we're out front, and Doug is standing there, and there's a guy yelling at Doug because of an abortion bit. And then the guy was ready. And then Andy and I are like, we're filming.
further comments, sir.
And then
part of the
Doug
structure
was not afraid, because I really thought this guy was going to punch Doug. And then he walked away, but he walked away because he was so mad at Andy, and Andy kept following him out to his car. So Andy's walking, like, this guy's visibly fucking pissed off, like, because of abortion or whatever, right? And then Andy's following more comments. And then you see this from out of the fucking dark of the parking lot, and he's running back towards us. The guy's got like a rubber hose, like he's gonna beat Andy with it. And it was fucking hilarious. And that was the last time we ever did Harvey's in Portland. And I don't want to, because
I got all loosey goosey.
It's everything. There, and they do the phone soliciting thing.
Beyond willy nilly, loosey goosey.
Yeah. I needed to get cut.
I picture that when You know what, Shaylee, when you're telling the story, I picture it like the cartoon, like, you see like somebody chase somebody into a tunnel on the railroad tracks, and then they go into the tunnel, and then all of a sudden, coming out of the tunnel, reverse order. Now they're coming out the other way, like Andy's following the guy in, and then all of a sudden,
you always got to have a couple of chickens.
That guy was so spitting mad that I could see Doug tensing up, ready for a punch, but it never happened. And
there's a guy. I do that. Like, there's a guy okay, I was in Costa Rica with my family. It's a few years ago, and there was my daughter went. There's this. We're walking from one place to another on the shoreline, and there were a bunch of conch shells. Anyway, my daughter wasn't grabbing them up, but this guy comes out. He's drunk. It's morning. This guy's fucking teeth are spinning in his head, and he's fucking losing his shit over people taking conch shells from him. Well, that's not what we're there for, but we're not able to communicate with this guy, and he was menacing as fuck, and he was mad. And so what I did is I started barking in his face like a fucking animal, and I got him to shut his fucking yap and back down. But it's like that's my skill set. It's like if somebody's mad, I can take them over the edge.
That's a solid move, Andy.
Yeah, I go, "Arr!" And
Fake it till you make it.
He goes, hello, and he ran back towards his house. But it was because my wife was trapped over here, and I was like, let's go. And this guy's angry, and he's coming down, and she didn't react, and she got pinned. So I took this guy on to get her, and then she still stood there, but he backed off.
And you're mother hen.
My daughter was like, "What's wrong with you?" Like, my daughter bought it. Like, I sold the bit that well that my daughter thought I'd actually become a dog.
She thought you had rabies.
Yeah, she thought I was an animal. Like, I go, it's fine, man. But yeah, I saw Stanhope did that too, and we were in okay, that was in Belize. And I was in Costa Rica with Doug. There was a drug deal gone awkward where some guy offered us, we didn't want anyway. There was a misunderstanding and a situation. And then this guy left, and he was mad at me and Doug, and he was going to go get some friends and come back. And then and so this guy was standing in the door, and Doug puffs up and goes at him. Like, I thought Doug was going to kick his ass, and that was just, we beat a retreat.
Come on. Doug's not kicking anyone's ass.
Oh, I
he's
know.
He's going to fake like he's going to kick someone's ass.
That's what he did, the same move. We're both fake alphas.
Fake alpha.
Yeah.
Faux alpha, I think, is the actual term.
That's what it is.
We're stepped on alpha.
He's into it.
It's funny how that works, because sometimes when I get really angry, I'll start crying, and then I use that to act like I am fucking submissive and fucking, but then I only use that as a distraction before I grab them in the throat and fucking punch their face. So I do the opposite of what you do. Yeah.
You couldn't tell it by watching him take a bath.
I cry in the bath too, but it's not the same kind of tears.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Shit. All right. I could do this all night, but I suppose we should go do some other.
That's why I got a bottle of this Bailey's. Because if I got a big bottle, it could get out of hand.
Hey guys, guess what?
Look at that.
Wow.
Nice work. Did you do that while we were talking?
No, I did this while we were on break. That's why I have to leave and pee all the time, because I'm doing something while we're on break.
I know. Wow, I hope he's not.
Is
that dude from Office Space gonna be there? Okay.
He might be here.
That was I saw that movie, Office Christmas Party with T. That's our friend TJ Miller.
TJ Miller's in that, and it's not bad. It's
Jason
not bad.
Bateman.
There's a lot of
it was a funny
physical
movie.
comedy.
Good laughs.
And Justin Bateman is fucking phenomenal in anything.
So
he does.
good. Yeah. Bateman.
I love
So
her.
is Jason Bateman, also very, very good.
Wait, what did I say?
But I think you said Justin, but maybe I just misheard
I think
you.
it's Justine because we were just talking about it on the podcast. Sorry.
He's also very funny and a friend of the show. But we're going to get more laughs than Office Christmas Party, the movie, when we do our Issues with Andy Office Christmas Party live on Zoom December 19th. And you'll be there because you're a Patreon subscriber. Well, you might not be there, but you'll have a link to be there if you would like to be there. We'd like to have you
You
there.
have the opportunity.
So we're going to do this with you. It's basically this with you. It's Andy being Andy, and we'll talk to him, and you'll talk to him, and we'll try to figure out what he's talking about, and we'll drink rum, and we'll be live. Yeah, we'll get high, and we'll eat
DJ
edibles,
Drowsy.
and Drowsy will be here, and with a
Orb.
set. So
It'll be like Stanhope's Zoom happy hour, except Andy won't be muted.
well, there's
I
no
stand by the
guarantee.
muting. I stand by the muting.
Oh no, it was I didn't understand it at the time, but once I watched
Clearly.
the replay, it was like that. You know? It was like that catch
There's
that
a
guy
lot
had.
of
That catch that guy had for Kansas City, and it just stuck on his helmet, and he didn't know he caught it, and then that was like that. And he looked at it and go, "Huh, yeah, okay." It's really nothing like that.
I fucking love you guys.
That was
And we love you guys all out there too in Patreon land. Thanks for being there. And as long as you are, we'll be right here. So we'll see you on the 19th for the Christmas party. And till then, be well. Love you.
What day is that?